If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Bofina1, bringing you guys in another YouTube video, and yes, you read that title right. I do believe that we are on the verge of another possible shutdown due to the coronavirus. It's almost as if we've been going through this kind of vicious cycle, so far for the past couple of years that it's been going on. It's almost as if during the winter months, everyone stays masked up because we all know during the winter months, that's when colds are high, that's when flu is high, that's when pretty much viruses spread like wildfire, regardless, you can look up the science, all that. And so I think people feel like, during the winter time, you need to mask up because, the possibility of you spreading it to people, I guess, is higher. But then once the summertime comes around, people tend to, in a sense, want to go out, right? The festivals come around, vacation is when, people want to go out, they want to be outside with their friends, they want to be outside playing, they want to pretty much be outside, if that makes sense. And the weather typically is hotter in most places during the summertime. So a lot of time people feel as if, when it gets warmer out, I feel like, they want to take their mask off and they want to go out. And a lot of time, because we were wearing masks for, let's say, most of the winter months, the COVID cases do tend to go down, as we've seen. And then the summertime comes around and then everybody wants to take them off. But then once the summertime comes around, and because people are taking their mask off and you have this mixture of people that are vaccinated and people that are not vaccinated, you end up having this combustion of, the cases they rise. That's just how it goes. And now we're starting to see in a lot of areas, there are areas that were looked at as being low risk are now moving to medium. And eventually they're going to move to high because with the spread of COVID, because we still never got to that, what they call herd immunity. Herd immunity meaning 70 to 75% or more of the population is vaccinated. We still haven't got to that. So you have all these people that are kind of co-mingling, people that are not vaccinated, people that are vaccinated. Now you may be saying, from a business perspective, well, I got to feed my family and, not having people come in my restaurant or store or whatever, or less people is hurting the business, especially for fast food where, if they have limited capacity, that means that most of their volume has to come from takeout, and not every place does well with takeout. And we all know that some restaurants' food is better to literally eat it there than to go. So you'll have people that will go there and it's yeah, if I can't sit down and eat it, I don't want the food. So that hurts a business, like a restaurant business or just a business in general. And I do understand that, because there has been a lot of funding that's been given out. And, anything that's given, it affects the world in another way. So you can't keep, in a sense, giving free money and expect nothing to happen. I mean, we all see that now with all the stimulus money that's been giving out, with them putting loans in forbearance, all this money, in a sense, or money that's been printed, it's affecting a lot of other different things in the world now as we see it. Same with the war, all that. So, however, though, I do feel like we keep going, like I said, in this vicious cycle, and I feel like we're going to go back into another shutdown. It's just a matter of time at this point because it's we keep doing the same things over and over and over. It's almost as if we drop the mask way too soon and then we wonder why we get to this point. And it's so much controversy, right? Because you have people that want to be vaccinated and they don't want to be around people that are not vaccinated. Then you have people that are not vaccinated and they in a sense maybe want to be vaccinated, but they don't trust it because they feel like it came out way too quick or way too soon. So it's almost like a religion in a sense, if you think about it, right? It's people, so many different people feel so many different ways. So it makes it very hard when you're trying to, in a sense, bring everybody together or try to solve this problem. And that's what they said. I mean, I know that's a lot of the doctors that said, this is going to be an issue for the next few years. We're going to have waves until we get to that herd immunity. And it seems almost, I guess, as if when they tried to force it, it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't. So I don't know. We're just going to kind of have to wait and see. But I do feel like another shutdown is on the way. I don't know if it's going to be ever as big as it was in 2020, where nothing was open besides gas stations and grocery stores. I don't know if we'll ever get back to that point because there are people out there that are vaccinated. The cases are rising, but they're not quite as high as they were in prime, the pandemic in 2020, because there was no vaccination. There was no nothing. So there was no type of anything to stop it besides your mask. So we'll see. I don't know. I do believe we're going to keep kind of going in this, like I said, vicious cycle until things really start to change. I don't know necessarily how they're going to change, but I feel like until we get to a level of herd immunity, I think it's just going to keep we're gonna keep going into this cycle, and then more people are gonna feel more comfortable with the vaccination because it's gonna be out longer, and then over time, we will get to a point where, you know, things will be normal. Like, for example, going out of the country, you won't have to go out of the country. If you're going out of the country, you won't have to get a vaccination. You know, you won't have to show proof of vaccination. It will essentially just be like how the flu is, or a regular cold, you know, because we will have built that herd immunity. So there won't be a need to show proof of this. But because this virus is still so fresh, so new, I could see this possibly being an issue, or like kind of like a wave. You know, we get better, we get worse, we get better. But every time we get a little bit less worse, and then we get a little bit better for the next 3 to 5 years. I could honestly see that. Not a doctor, not a scientist. I'm just going off of kind of what we're seeing, like history, and it kind of keeps repeating itself. But let me know your guys' thoughts about this down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll chat with you later. Peace, Finn Army.